Christy Hemingway. I'm the owner of Gold Star Honeybees. You might be able to tell, actually, that I've recently relocated to North Carolina. The business was originally founded in 2007 in the state of Maine. Back in 2007, when I started Gold Star Honeybees in Maine, I fell in love with honeybees. And the most important thing that I could find about bees is that what they do naturally is really important to their well-being. So this is a piece of naturally drawn beeswax comb, made all alone with no artificial inputs in the hive whatsoever. We like to say it's wax made by bees for bees. And so our flagship product is this top bar hive, and it lets the bees do exactly what they would do in a tree inside a box that's very light and easy to manage. Lots of folks ask how I got into honeybees. Frankly, I got into honeybees via alpacas. In Maine, I started a small business called Gold Star Alpacas, where I was New England's only professional alpaca herd sitting service. And when I wanted to learn to shear so I could offer that as a service at Gold Star Alpacas, I spent an afternoon helping a local alpaca farmer shearing, and when we were done, he reached over in his barn on a shelf and handed me a jar. And I looked at that jar and I said, "What is this?" And he said, "It's honey." And that was literally my defining moment. At that point, I thought, "Get out of here, where did it come from?" And he said, "His bees." And I said, "What? You have bees?" And it was very Abbott and Costello, and suddenly I was going to bee school and learning about bees. And this was coinciding exactly with the beginning of colony collapse disorder, which you may have heard. And so it became my passion to be focused on doing things that were good for bees. If I was raising healthy bees, then all of the other important things about bees would fall in place, like honey, for instance, good clean beeswax for a second thing, and just the ability to have healthy bees that are sustainable. I get asked occasionally too why the business is called Gold Star Honeybees, and it turns out there's a couple of reasons. The first one is I can remember second grade and getting a gold star on my forehead when I did something really good, so I wanted to get across the point that we really want to do something really good, really quality products, quality service, and at our core, that we have a really quality, meaningful mission, if you will. So that's where the Gold Star originally came from, but there were some other things, because when you live in Maine, you learn pretty quickly that I-95, which is the Maine Turnpike, is also called the Gold Star Memorial Highway. So I have big signs that say Gold Star Memorial Highway with a big gold star and Maine Turnpike all over it. It was very fun to know that. And then on a more somber note, of course, the idea of the Gold Star family gets into there for families that have lost folks in military. Lots of folks are curious, especially this time of year, about how to get started in keeping bees. So we would ask you to come out to the website, goldstarhoneybees.com, where you'll find we have hives. We have all the tools you need to get started in this easy, no heavy lifting type of beehive. And we sell bees. I've taught live classes, I have an online class, and I've authored 2 books. One, most importantly, The Thinking Beekeeper, which was really my response to the idea of beekeeping for dummies. Because if you're interested in keeping bees in this day and age with all of the challenges that you face, you're not a dummy at all. You are a thinking, thoughtful person, and we appreciate that about you. And then after that book was launched, we followed it up with the advanced Top Bar Beekeeping book to get you into the more advanced and complex pieces of beekeeping. So we like to say about this hive that the most important thing about a top bar hive is what goes on inside. And that's what this piece of natural wax is. Inside this are 30 of these, bees making babies, bees storing honey, a whole natural system at work inside. So the most important thing is this is all the more lifting you ever have to do with this hive. This lid weighs 19 pounds. Up it goes. And now you're in. That's all the more you've got to struggle with. No bending to do inspections, because it's all up at this lovely counter height level. And you're looking at the 30 top bars, and each one of these would have comb on it, and you pick it up and inspect. You've got a spot for the feeder down in this end, because you do need to feed your bees, especially when you just get them started. And you might get a hint just from that picture that there's another lovely little feature of this hive. So if you have small children, if you're involved in inspecting your bees but you don't necessarily want to get inside them bar by bar, here's what we call bee peeking. So when I take the shutter off of this glass window, no plastic in this beehive, I can see the combs. I can't see what I need to see to inspect for disease, but I can certainly see if I need to give them more space. I can see their feeder. I can see if I need to refill it. It makes it really easy to just do a quick check to know whether you need to get in there and do anything more. But in the meantime, the bees were not disturbed. It's very low stress for both bees and for beekeeper.